So we started with a pretty dated pine-filled guest house where every inch of space was taken up with bunk beds. Some of the rooms had actually 2 sets of bunk beds in them. There was a guest lounge, a dining room and a kitchen, and an owner's accommodation on the top floor. But primarily the whole place, every piece of furniture and bedding and the beds and everything, it really needed replacing. So that's where we started. It's a real shame that the guest lounge had to go, really, because guests really liked it, but in the name of progress and making more money, that eventually got turned into the parrot room. And this is just a look at some of the bedrooms and the layouts before we started the renovation project, and they weren't too bad. They were just really dated and tired and they just needed a fresh vibe, I think. People want more these days. Oh, that's some of the damp patches that we had to deal with. So this is what we did turn the dining room into. Sorry, the guest lounge. Lovely, the parrot room. You'll see more of that a bit later. So here you can see I'm just playing around with furniture, what looks best, what goes. I like little touches and details, like little cups like that. And again, another trolley full of stuff from B&M. This lovely room was the crane room, but the curtains obviously needed lining. So I love this room. It was one of the smallest. So even small rooms can be decorated with aplomb. They can be bold, and guests seem to have appreciated even the smaller rooms. If they're nicely decorated and cosy, they don't care. Cleanliness, as I've said before, is one of the crucial things in a hotel, and if your presentation's spot on and your rooms are spotless, then what's not to like? And I did notice over time people were choosing a specific room based on what they like, which I thought was a really nice thing. Not everybody likes birds, not everybody likes tigers, not everybody likes plants, and some people like a more simple theme. But I think in creating this hotel, I tried to create something for everybody. Some rooms were more bold, some rooms were more calm. Sometimes we didn't put any wallpaper on, we just used colour. And the main thing is that they were clean and clutter-free and coherent. Accessorising is a big thing, matching throws and cushions and things like that. These curtains did get changed for grey ones in the end, but it took a long time. It was a hard journey because everything I wanted I had to ask for and negotiate, and I don't really normally work like that, but sometimes I just pushed the boundaries and just did it anyway, and then put in a claim for receipts after. But it was too important, really. It needed dragging out of the 1980s and up into the 21st century. So here we go, just glancing through some of the rooms from different angles, in different lights. That's a set of drawers that I did up. Just really trying to save money in the long run, because otherwise there had to be new furniture bought. So I tried to revamp what I could. Bathrooms, water leaking in through the windows. This room's the lily room. This was my office. Lovely room, but again in need of matching curtains. So again, I had a long wait for those to arrive. And what happened a lot of the time is things would be ordered and they'd be wrong. Or they'd have the wrong heading on, and they were always ordered as cheaply as possible. I mean, the lovely little touches are ones that I've personally bought and put in, and that little frame around there, it just ties the whole room together. Matching flowers, picking out the colours from within the wallpaper. I believe this is my office. Sometimes I like to look around my rooms as a guest would walk into a room and get a feel and a look and just see what can be improved on, because that's not always glaringly apparent. I think until you've actually sat in a room or spent some time in there looking around and getting a feel for it, you can't really have a clue how it feels to actually stay in that room, and that's like feeling your space and its vibe, and it's whether it's welcoming or whether it's hostile, or whether everything's been thought out carefully. And I think that's really important in accommodation, is to create spaces that people like to be in. I know they don't spend all the day in the rooms, but you've got to create spaces that people are comfortable in. So here we have the downstairs, the basement of the hotel, and this was the old laundry. It's now been turned into a kitchen, and on this particular occasion I was expected to provide breakfast for 20 odd guests, which was ridiculous really, since we'd turned the old dining room into a bedroom. I just don't know how these things came about, but it was a ridiculous amount of effort and money spent to do breakfast in what is normally a bedroom, just to please a group booking, because again, things weren't getting thought through properly. There wasn't any forward planning. It was all, take the money, take the booking, no matter what, we'll work it out. And sometimes you just can't make miracles. I mean, I even put flooring down in bedrooms myself. This is an attic bedroom. This was the lovely space. This is again the parrot room downstairs. Sorry if the photos keep jumping around, but again, more water coming in. So all the work that I was doing, it's just kind of like spoilt by things outside my control, like the building needed rendering, it needed new windows. Again, this is the loft bedroom, absolutely stunning room. This is the back of the hotel outside, and this is the entrance hall, the hallway, the corridors. This is the dining room as set up ready for this group booking, but you can see plastic chairs and plastic tables. Oh my god. Anyway, so, and that's what it normally looks like. It had 3 beds in it, and then it was turned into a dining, various different events. So again, the attic bedroom, sorry it jumps around, it's just really hard putting the photos into correct sort of order. So again, we're just scanning some of the different rooms. The lovely crane room. I did get some black outlinings for them. Again, it took ages. Emergency bedding. I don't recommend using anything but white bedding on beds, but the laundry kept letting us down and not bringing bedding back in time, so hence the need for a really, a proper laundry behind you, because you're only as good as the bedding that goes on your beds. Just comparing the decent finish to stuff that really needed, extra touches, like cutting corners on things like this, it's just not acceptable to me. But when you're doing a job for somebody else and these things are out of your control, you've got to roll with it and do your absolute best. I mean, the bathrooms were lovely, brand new, wet walls, really easy to clean, as you can see, beautifully presented. Really proud of that room. It is really nice. It was really bright and airy due to the fact that it had really big windows and high ceilings, so this attic bedroom is an oriental themed room. It's really small but really cosy. It has everything that it needs. As you can see, it's under the eaves. This was the old kitchen and a small single bedroom originally, so we just made the best fit that we could. And that's the downstairs koi cat room. You can see there, this is a basement bathroom. Had lots of problems. I had problems with this. The flooring and the tiled bathroom floor was letting water seep under the lino. Anyway, never mind. So that room, that's the grey curtains in room 3. And the wallpapered walls. Sometimes it just needs a simple, bit of colour. I mean, I just love the impact of that room with its rich greens and pinks and yellows. It's really nice. Again, an inexpensive makeover. But look at the stunning views out of the attic windows. The windows were new. They were imported from abroad. So stunning views over Whitby and the harbour. Really were. I like to try different configurations in rooms. I do like that, but I think I designed it so that the head of the bed went up against the other wall. So, and I think that's the bathroom that goes with this room. Again, facing the other direction, so no sea views in that room. But this particular room, the bathrooms were lovely, really nice, but if your plumbing's not good and you've not got enough hot water, then you're just fighting a losing battle. And that's what I seem to be doing most of the time, Sometimes things are out of my control. A lovely flamingo room. Spent a lot of time and effort on that.